2025 NFL Playoff Picture, AFC, NFC Brackets, Scenarios, and Championship Odds heading into postseason action. The road to Super Bowl 59 begins Saturday with the wildcard round, leading up to the big game in New Orleans on February 9th. All eyes will be on the Kansas City Chiefs as they aim to make history as the first team to secure a three-peat. In the NFC, the Detroit Lions are making a strong push to reach their first ever Super Bowl after a franchise record 15 when regular season. As the playoffs begin, here's a look at updated Super Bowl odds and potential scenarios that could shape the matchups for the divisional round. The Chiefs could avoid facing two of their most challenging opponents. With the playoffs receding after the first round, at least one of the Buffalo Bills or Baltimore Ravens will lose before the AFC Championship, as these teams are set to meet in the divisional round if they win this weekend. The Chiefs' possible opponents in the divisional round are any of the four remaining AFC teams that are not the Bills or Ravens. If the Denver Broncos pull an upset over the Bills, they would travel to Kansas City as the lowest seed. The winner of the Houston Texans vs. Los Angeles Chargers game could also face the Chiefs, but only if the Broncos and Pittsburgh Steelers lose. While the Chiefs will be favored against any of these teams, the Chargers or Broncos could present interesting challenges. Los Angeles lost both regular season matchups to Kansas City, with the first game ending 17-10 and the second coming down to a missed 31-yard field goal and a 19-17 loss. However, the Week 18 game doesn't count in the standings as the Chiefs rested key starters. The Broncos-Chiefs games were close, with the first ending 16-14 on a blocked field goal in the final moments. The AFC playoff picture could lead to an exciting clash between two MVP favorites in a potential Ravens-Bills divisional round game. #NFC playoff scenarios. In the NFC, the playoff picture is dominated by two heavyweights, the Lions and Philadelphia Eagles, with everyone else in pursuit. Detroit, after falling short in the NFC Championship game last season, has a strong chance of reaching the Super Bowl. The top seed in the NFC has made it to the Super Bowl in each of the past 2 years and 3 times in the last 5 seasons. Despite a 14-win regular season, the Minnesota Vikings' path to the Super Bowl is tough after their Week 18 loss to Detroit, which cost them the number 1 seed. As a result, the Vikings must win on the road for all 3 rounds, unless the Washington Commanders or Green Bay Packers make a surprise run to the NFC Championship game. Since the NFL expanded to the 14-team playoff format in 2020, only the 2020 Tampa Bay Buccaneers have reached the Super Bowl by winning 3 road games. The Packers, after dropping 3 of their last 5 games, face an uphill battle as the 7th seed. Green Bay would need to beat the top 2 NFC seeds to reach the conference title game, and the loss of Christian Watson to a torn ACL significantly alters their offense. Detroit head coach Dan Campbell doesn't have a rooting interest, but his comments after week May 18 have hinted at his expectations for the divisional round. The Los Angeles Rams, who will play the Vikings, didn't take kindly to Campbell's remark. The Rams, despite their inconsistent regular season, could be a formidable opponent, especially after winning 9 of their final 12 games. However, quarterback Matthew Stafford has struggled recently, throwing for fewer than 200 yards in each of his final 3 games. The NFC wildcard matchups are unpredictable, but if the Lions' predictions hold, they could face the Packers in 2 weeks. If the Vikings and Commanders both win, Washington would travel to Detroit for the divisional round. The Packers' playoff chances look shaky due to their tough matchup, but a hot streak from quarterback Jordan Love could make them a threat. The Commanders vs. Tampa Bay Buccaneers game could go either way, with both teams boasting high-powered offenses and questionable defenses. The Rams, despite their inconsistency, could capitalize on Stafford's rest and wide receiver Puka Nacua's exceptional play.